So you're about 10 minutes ahead of time. I'm going to walk you through how I get a street epistemology session ready for those joining early. And people are going to join on us, and it's going to be chaotic for a while, and then we'll get started. But I'll let you follow me around and watch how this works. Okay, so put myself back. Camera's being a little funky. Okay, so in this world, I grabbed this. I need this for the event up. And then I'm going to run on my little bridge. And first thing I'm going to do is turn the sticker off. Sticker off. And then I'm going to turn the megaphones off. And I'm going to hide that wool. Going to get our sticker put up here. So you don't have to watch that be super unpleasant. Like this. Anchor to world. There we go. Make sure my speakers are acting correctly. Good. Okay. Bring my sticker out. Stickers. Stickers. Alright, what do we got for today? That's interesting. I don't think mine loaded. Interesting. Let me redo that. Okay, let's see. Upload stickers. Is it on there? Huh. Nope, I think it's not. I think I gotta add it. Select file. Okay, my sticker should be up. Here we go. Alright. Now, I'm going to do a very uncomfortable thing. Not very. There are more uncomfortable things in the world. But you are going to see me move partially into the ground. I need to grab these and put these lower, otherwise we won't be able to see them. Okay. Whee. Right. Until we have a world, this is the tradition. Today maybe we will have a world. Today we draw. Draw the world we want. Draw the world we know is possible. Draw the future of civil discourse. Line at a time. Okay, we get to do. Today's gonna be smaller, but I don't really know that. A little smaller today. That's the feeling. Of course. That works. Go with it. Controller is funky today. Yeah. Okay. I think I got it. Controller's being a little obtuse. Oh, we're gonna say good enough. Okay, that works. Teacup. Teacup. There we go. Hear me? Teacup went away. Hi.
Hi.
How are you? Yeah?
What was that?
Oh, I was saying, how are you?
I'm doing well, yeah.
Okay. It's Venia. On time. What? Venia.
Hello.
God, my lines are not good today. This is not with me. Are they? Other side. Not. I don't know why, but my controller is like drifting. Teacup, do you know how to do this?
No.
Do you want to try?
Sure. Yeah.
I imbue you with the pen and eraser. Use it carefully so you don't erase all the other lines. But if you do, you can redraw them, and maybe even better. Good morning, Venia. Are you talking today? No. Such a pretty avatar. I love it. Okay. Now, while you're working on that, I'm going to work on welcome part. Hello. Who we got here?
Hello.
Crescent Dawn. See you.
Yeah, I was here last time.
That's quite the army outfit. I feel like you're ready
Thank
for
you.
stormtroopers or something. Like, let's go to battle. Civil discourse battle. Teacup is working on lines, but maybe you can support. I don't know.
Yeah.
It takes a village. Okay. Now I am.
We don't need that one.
Now you know how hard. I feel like it's a special skill set, the drawer of lines. a helper just for this. Hello, hello. Theo, welcome. Whoa, Theo. That avatar's really intense.
What do you mean?
It's got a shake kind of vibration on it for me. It's kind of making me a little dizzy. The avatar. Well, that's okay. Welcome, George. Hello, hello. Nice. Teamwork, everyone. Almost there.
Theo, you've got the jitters.
Yep.
And somebody's got an echo.
Is it me?
Hey, I'm echoing.
Oh, okay, thank you. Let's see if my audio is being weird. Audio.
Awesome.
Huh. Do I still have an echo?
You want to erase this one?
Yeah, definitely.
There's this one.
Maybe I should rejoin the world?
Hi, George. How are you? I'm doing great. How about you?
Okay, I will rejoin world. You're back.
George, is it fine
I'm
now?
just going to overwrite this one.
It is. That's why I think it's actually a feature, or it's meant to be that way. If you bring up your camera, it doesn't always work with mirrors, but it usually works with cameras.
It's kind of cool. Check this out. It draws in there. Please put yourself on orange. Oh. Okay.
And the tail and the legs. And the neck, too. Everything except the head.
Do I have an echo? It's still there?
A little bit, yeah.
Really?
Okay, I'll change this.
Wild.
I thought it was something with like the world or something.
I mean, I think it looks fine, but it could be eye-watering to certain people. So.
Yeah, that's what she said, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, I would think it'd be better to switch out of it for the event.
Hi.
That's fine.
Oh, you wouldn't know?
No, I was saying hi.
Oh, I thought you said see you guys. You said hi. No, that's good.
Oh, now I have to figure out to place the sticker again.
What avatar were you wearing before?
I was wearing the
Gundam.
Yeah,
That was the one.
Yeah.
Oops.
I have this one. I've been getting better at making my own. This one's not my own, this one's a different one because my actual one, I upped the poly count by accident on exporting it. So, I didn't want to crash it out.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go simple.
Avatar details. Oh, it's still very poor, so yeah, it'll take a bit more optimization.
Oh, that one's
Yeah.
cute. You're like a giant pill or something. I like it.
Do you know what game it's from?
No,
I'm gonna sit over
I
here
don't
real
know
quick.
games.
It's a really fun game.
Is it? Okay.
It's called Katamari Damacy.
Okay. I'll add it to my list of all the games I haven't played yet.
Characters for it, but I've never played that game. Is that the one where you roll a huge ball?
Try. We'll try that one. Still can't hear people very well. Teacup's back. Hello. Thank you for your teamwork on getting the pins to work. That's awesome.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Okay. So, is Venia back? You hear Venia?
Gotcha. Yeah, you're talking to I think a decade-old veteran. So.
Uh-oh.
Oh yeah. What was your main? Or
No audio today?
Yeah, it's fine.
We're just having a whole glitch of a day. Okay. No worries.
I had, like,
Cool.
I had,
Well,
like, 5,000 hours.
oh,
It's working.
what'd you say?
It's working. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Now I hear that coming through Heyuh.
Okay.
My primary concern is that it is echoing.
Yeah, I also have an echo. I'm going to try putting my earbuds in to see if that fixes things.
Hi, Lao.
Yeah, that's probably something probably happened as well.
Hello, George. Or Georgie. You wanna put yourself on orange? Oh, yeah. Are you really drinking such drink every day? Like... No, not...
Okay. Can you hear me now? Is my mic not connected?
That was a great time for you to ask, wasn't it?
Oh, okay. So you can hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah, can you hear me? I still have the behind your situation.
Okay, no worries. I can hear you, but I still feel like my audio is very funky. Oh, wait.
Are you using your own audio output?
I'm looking. It's been weird, so let me see. Audio. Okay. Is there still an echo now? Is the echo better?
So coffee's okay, it doesn't overwhelm your system.
That's loud.
Yeah, coffee is fine, but energy drinks have like sodium, which I don't know if it's correct, so I don't know. But some kind of
Okay. Everybody's talking.
Okay, so I have it running through the phone.
Yeah.
Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Still the echo?
I don't hear an echo with you.
Okay.
Can you hear me, Lao? Is there an echo?
Yes. No.
Good. Okay. All right. So the last thing I need to check for is my stream is working. It's a miracle every time we meet in the metaverse and can actually communicate. Look, all your questions, Lao. These are all.
I am so honored.
These are all Lao created questions. Yep. We're going to see what a Lao flavored event feels like. Okay, maybe we should get started. We're really at that past due time. Calm. Hello. Hopefully the echo has been eliminated. I'm doing the earbuds thing, which eliminates all sounds in my environment too. But hopefully this works. Okay, so we are already streaming. It seems to me like everybody present has been here before. Is that right? Yeah. Okay. So you know. Okay. Oh yeah, Venia. We should introduce you to everyone. Okay, so Crescent, you came to Friday night last time. Is that right? You haven't been to this particular type of event?
Yeah, no, I haven't been to this one.
Okay, great. Okay, awesome. So, Venia or Lao or George, I think you're the next up as far as like been here the longest. Would any of you like to be the master of ceremonies today? I haven't ever offered this before, but my energy is pretty shot from a 2-hour interview I did today with somebody doing a documentary. So I'm kind of wiped. So if anybody's able to step up, great. And if not, then I'll hold it. I just might be a little more mild today.
I'll go on the third question, and if there's no other people who would like to fill up, I'll be facilitating.
Okay.
Facilitating.
Yeah. We also need somebody to orient people, including Crescent, to what we're doing today. So is anybody want to do that? I think you've been here for a couple, Theo. Thank you for volunteering. I'd rather it be, somebody who's already facilitated before. Maybe Venia? You want to do the orienting? Okay.
I'm willing to stretch my facilitation muscles at question number 1.
Nice. Okay. Good. But Venia, you'll do the emceeing today. Yay. Okay. And so Lao, you said you're going to take 3? Is that right?
2 or 3, yeah.
2 or 3? Okay. So we just need somebody to do one more who's been here before. Okay. Theo's going to do 2, and then Lao will do 3. Cool. We have our order. Oh. I think the higher we get, the harder they are. So I'd prefer for you to start out at a kind of lower level and see how you do there. Because they just get more complicated. Yeah, thank you. All right, we've got somebody trying to join here. So before Venia gives the orientation, I've got to make this work. 1 second. All right. Nope, that's what we're going to do. So Master of Ceremonies means the person who orients everybody, including our streaming audience, to what we're doing, what this is. It's the person who's going to give us the explanation as if nobody has ever done this before. And then we'll jump into the questions. So I just sent the person trying to join an invite. And Venia, why don't you jump in? Because I don't know when they're going to arrive. Sure. Awesome. I saw a hand go up somewhere there. Okay. And welcome to Xyfo. Those are really good explanation of the event itself. The norms that we usually do here is also to practice kindness and to please put yourself on orange if you haven't already. If you have a friend who wants to join, you're going to need to step away to greet them as far away from the spot as you can to let them know what's going on. And also be aware this is live streamed. So we can all wave at the video behind Xylo there. Xyfo. That is our YouTube and Twitch audience that is looking at us and watching us as we dance. And then the final thing, because I was a little distracted, but I don't know if Venia said this, I want to reiterate this if you haven't heard this before. You do not have to advocate from your own actual personal opinion. In fact, we encourage you to take a side and an opinion that you wouldn't normally. And this allows us to stretch our muscles around genuine empathy. The important part about that is to not tell anybody that you've chosen a different opinion than what you believe. Really get into it and tell it as if it is yours. And this gives some representation of perspectives that might not be here. And it also helps you recognize that especially the people that are watching this from outside, they might not identify with your actual opinion. But if you can give that a voice, what their opinion is, then they're going to be more able to listen to everybody else's perspectives. So the more that we represent the full spectrum of perspectives, this is why I like wings, they're spectrumy, the more you're going to be able to reach the people who are very stuck in binaries of right, wrong, good, bad, yes, no. Binaries are plaguing and diseasing our world. And what we're doing here is we're breaking out of the binaries. And we're practicing recognizing that all perspectives have truth in them, even when they're prejudiced or biased or whatever else. So that's an important norm to keep aware of. You do not have to represent your voice, and this isn't about your opinion, it's about practicing the empathy of the full range. So, yeah. No. Thank you. So is everyone hearing an echo again? Oh, really? Oh, okay. Thank you for checking that. Let me. Okay, give it a minute or two. I just muted one of the audio things. Maybe that fixed it. Let's see. Uh-oh, did we lose people? What happened?
We lost 2 people, it looks like.
Whoa. They're respawning. Is
Yeah,
it?
So I think now's a good time for us to turn it.
Oh,
And we
yay.
gained people. Hello, Sim.
Welcome, Sim. So yeah, let's hold on. There's an audio issue here. Theo, has the audio resolved?
Yeah, it sounds good now.
Okay.
Just double checking it.
Thank you for checking. Yay.
Just say some things. I'm gonna turn off my viewer audio.
Okay. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Sim and Xyfo. Sim, have you been to Street Epistemology? I think you have. Yeah. Yeah. You're building the world for this. Yeah, of course. Okay.
Right.
Good. We're good to go.
So we've covered norms.
I'll get my
covered rules
owl
and
self.
instructions, and we're all on neutral, which now means I get to introduce our first moderator for our first question. So George, you have suggested that you would like to do one. Is that correct?
That is correct.
All
Number
right.
1.
Okay, I will hand it off to you then, and let's get started.
Yeah. Away from binary thinking into shades of colorful colors across the rainbow of thought. Where we're starting at, mascots are secretly alive. I didn't think this was a secret, but I guess we're gonna find out shortly here. Disagrees in this direction towards everybody's right and agrees. So disagree, mascots are not alive. Maybe they're undead or just not what they are. Agree, well, they are secretly alive. I assume the suit is the real being. Anyways, on the count of 3, you'll pick a side. 1, 2, 3.
Nice. Oh. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Venia. Cool. We got a spectrum.
Lao Zhang, you went pretty far to the disagree side, so you get the lovely privilege of trying to guess why Theo and Teacups might be on the complete opposite end of your opinions.
Okay, I'll try to guess. I'll start with mascots are too real to be dead.
Interesting.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't think we got any of us.
No?
I am not creative with
They're
answers.
too real to be dead.
Okay. Should I get one more chance?
If you have any more guesses, otherwise.
Exposition needed. Nice.
Do you guys have any guesses or any idea? I think
Yeah,
I do not understand.
I could go for
why
one.
you think mascots are alive.
You believe in.
Yeah, go for it, Don.
Oh, okay.
Mascots are alive because they feel more real.
Meh. Okay, Teacups like a maybe.
Both points sound kind of the same.
Okay. Interesting.
Close 3, but
Yeah, not quite on the mark. Okay.
Isn't this site supposed to be saying that it's not alive?
We are guessing the sides, like we are guessing the opposite side. Why are they, standing there? And like, what's their point?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I see.
I'll go for one more guess.
Oh, I've got.
So, cool equals to alive. Mascots are cool. So, mascots equals to alive.
So, like, the vibe of coolness means mascots are alive.
The formula doesn't work.
Might be helpful.
What'd you say,
Would it
Vinny?
be possible to distinguish a little bit between what you mean by a mascot is real and a mascot feels real? Are those different?
I've got a guess. Thank you for the question.
Could you say that again, Venia?
Oh.
So it kind of begs the question for me, because I think that two of those questions seem similar. But in trying to identify the difference between a mascot is too real not to be alive and a mascot feels real, is the difference involved between those two about emotions versus branding, or what's the difference between these?
Yeah. Lao was talking about they seem really real. But then the second one was about feeling like the coolness. They evoke energy and emotion, so they must be real.
Is that the difference that you were mentioning?
That's what I was hearing.
Clarification though.
Is that right?
That's what I heard too.
I'm glad you heard yourself.
why do they feel real?
Oh, this is a different one. We're doing questions this way. Okay, so I have one for you on that one. So there's this concept, you may have heard me mention this word before. Raise your hand with emojis or otherwise if you have. Archetypes. That's the crowd cheering. Yes, hand. If you haven't, you have spent literally zero time around me. Some of my compatriots and advisors sometimes joke about having a drinking game and everybody drinks every time I say archetypes. I do not encourage that unless it's non-alcoholic. Okay, so archetypes are the summative emotional energy of a group. They have rituals and behaviors that really embody that emotional system. And mascots are secretly alive because if we said they were really alive, it would diminish the actual group's presence. But to recognize there's something magical inside of these creatures, these emblems of our group, that is why mascots are secretly alive. Part of the magic is that they are a secret. They are kind of a silly thing we can make fun of, but there's something else going on there, and it has to stay a secret.
Yeah, go ahead.
Score, says the owl.
It's like Battleship.
Bam.
I feel like I would expand a little bit on that more with like my perspective.
Okay.
Would you like to expand, Theo?
I think we can switch sides to saying what the other side, or I mean, yeah, I guess so. Well, are we supposed to do that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
My kind of idea is same concept with like numbers, because numbers kind of came from like a concept that like was from nothingness and something we rooted in, like we bridged ourselves off of. And numbers are kind of alive in that same concept because they have like the connections of the universe and our concepts of human perspective from beginnings to ends. That everything kind of has a source of a beginning and an end due to the connections of energy forms growing into and dying once again over and over again. And so even a mascot or an idea is like through the universe, subconsciously or unconsciously alive, going outward into the universe over and over again. So like from where that source came from was alive, and it still holds relevance because it holds energy of making it be alive.
Wow. Matter cannot be created nor destroyed, and even mascots matter. Venia, you were writing some things that unfortunately I think people missed, maybe because we were listening to Theo. So one of your observations was we are doing a different kind of process right now with this questioning piece that we haven't ever just picked up on doing before, which is if we don't have a direct hit, maybe doesn't that mean we are alive? Maybe the other side gets to ask us questions, see if we can be triggered into direct hits, which is a kind of mind pretzel for me, but I appreciate it. So yeah, Theo, I hear your perspective, and I'm going to stop talking now because I'm really technically not the facilitator.
And then now it's our side, right? To figure out why.
Yeah. Whichever one of you are ready to take a guess at this side. Go for it, Teacups.
Maybe mascots aren't secretly alive because being alive is more of a biological function than an idea.
That's a good
Yeah, I
argument,
get that.
actually.
Yeah, that's partial for me. That 40%.
I'd like to expand a little because it's like, what does it even mean for something to be alive? Is it something that's conscious, or is it something that's conscious and holds memory too? Right. So it's like there's a division with like what kind of energy is consciously alive, or what energy is just conscious.
I'm kind of insane. I think everything's alive.
You're not alone. You're not alone, man.
So you got some partial hits over here, but there's more people that could try to take guesses.
Mama, my homework ran off. I cannot change them. You ever have the experience of not doing homework? and trying to find a reason to lie.
The mascot ate your homework?
Yeah.
Maybe that one. That's a classic one. Or we can just do like, Mom, my homework is alive. It's running with the paper plates.
That's right. It never came home last night. It's not my fault.
If it can eat your homework, it is alive.
I could acknowledge the absurdity in saying something like even dirt is alive, but I feel like there are also like practical applications to that spiritually, and that like kind of learn to look out and respect everything a bit more. So even though it's absurd, I think it has its uses.
And even if something might not seem alive, like there's something to be said for it's still linked to living things. But would anyone else have more guesses or elaborations on the
I have a reason that has not been.
Yeah, go for it.
Does anyone on the other side want to guess first? I don't want to take that away from you.
Wait, you're guessing for us, though. We're not guessing for you. We already did that.
Oh, gotcha. Maybe I'm off track there. I also have a guess on the disagree side that I think hasn't really been approached as well. The notion that mascots cannot necessarily be alive, not because of abstract concepts, but because of the notion of something having to be sculpted and be made real. So oftentimes a mascot has to be either digitally created by an artist or even physically felted and then created into a costume. Just because someone embodies a character or makes a prop doesn't necessarily mean that that thing is alive. You still require the actor to produce the illusion of a living identity.
For time.
So I think that might be a good reason.
Ooh, hey, make a hit on Heyuh or Heyuh.
Oh, wow!
You killed
yeah,
the.
That was a mega hit.
You killed the
That one
owl.
hit pretty close.
Well
Like,
done.
almost there.
The owl is. The owl is done. Cooked. Owl for dinner.
Almost done.
Wow.
Done.
Huh?
Yeah.
So, would you like to elaborate on your position?
Yeah.
Mine?
So,
Oh.
kind of
Cresent.
going off of what Heyuh was saying as well with archetypes specifically. The way I view like mascots is like it's an idealized like life form, if that makes any sense. So like it's something to follow after because like a mascot in my brain I go by a very more textbook definition of like it's meant to represent something more than it is to like facilitate like an advertisement, if you will. So going off of that, you know, like to me, an archetype is something that's constructed for a purpose. And if something's specifically constructed for a purpose and it doesn't get to choose what that purpose is, I don't consider it alive, if that makes any sense. It has to be able to make that decision on its own.
Ooh.
So what
Becomes
about
alive and then becomes the mascot.
Yes.
The mascot necessarily have to be created.
Well, this is kind of interesting because I had a very interesting conversation with a Buddhist meditator. We went into the discussion of no self, and it's something actually very interesting because there is a concept like something that is identified from self or itself doesn't really have its own identity, but only has the identity of being alive. And so even an idea, like you say that the idea is created by a person or the identity of a person, but what is the identity of a person if there is no person that's doing it? It's just all energy creating itself into a form in the end, like or an idea or a birth, because that's what like living is. It's creation, death, creation into new forms, into death. Like that's how it always can be.
You are all frying my bird brain. It's like it's sizzling. Can you hear that sizzle? That's me cooking.
That means we're cooking.
That's right.
You know,
I want to.
lighthearted questions always get into the
I know.
deepest philosophical.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know if we've all gotten cooked. I definitely have been, but if we haven't, I'm curious about Xyfo or Sim. If you have any thoughts on why we are anti-mascot aliveness.
I think Crescent really put it well into words. I mean, I feel like that's kind of why I would assume you guys don't think they're alive or don't have like a soul of their own. And yeah, I can agree with that.
Okay. Yeah. You're supporting our anti-aliveness. Anything for you? I know, exactly. Anything for you, Xyfo?
I think it's very subjective to begin with. It always depends on where you're coming from. Like, if it's alive biologically or if it's alive because of people making it alive. Because, you know, an icon or a mascot that people love. Let's, for example, say Pikachu, right? People love it because it's like, I don't know, it happened to be at a certain time, at a certain place in time, and then everyone experienced it, and now everyone knows about it. And in some sense, they keep it alive by expressing that love over and over again. But again, that's a perspective that's just different once more. It just always depends on how you look at it. Like, do you look at it objectively? Do you look at it like more in a spiritual way? Do you look at it in the way of like other people making something alive? It's like if a tree falls, right? And
Oh gosh, not the tree one. You're giving the owl flashbacks. No. Yes.
Sorry.
Nice. It's hilarious.
It's
cute.
Start summing up and then
Yeah.
Oh, to switch, to do the switch around position. Yeah, the old switcheroo. All right, on the count of three, you'll change positions based on how your beliefs might have shifted, if they have shifted at all over the course of the exchanges. So with that being said, on the count, 1, 2.
Oh, hold on. Lao didn't get to speak his part.
Oh. Exactly. I am so scared. Okay. My answer is not complex. It is just how I take my steps into the mascot shoes. So imagine if you're a mascot today, your head is getting lifted up every day and separated with your body. Imagine if your body have zips even. That's terrifying. And if you're alive but dirty, damn, you're gonna get thrown away into dustbin or anywhere that's dirty. I cannot imagine that, so I would say I cannot imagine them alive, so I would keep them dead.
I'd like to add something to that because it sounds very funny, but also like because you don't know, that's also why they're alive. Because they have the perspective of what it would be if they were alive, not if you knew how they were alive. Because that's something
I cannot imagine them alive, but yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
It's very like biological in that way.
Yeah, it's concrete.
I'm strongly against the idea of them being alive.
It's solid. Yeah. Do they have a heartbeat? No? Okay, they're dead. Yeah, I hear you. Okay.
Wrong implications with that position, but it makes sense.
There aren't really implications if you distinguish between alive and spirit. Like something can have a spirit without being alive, and then have like the best of both worlds and still able to hold on to Lao Zhang's position.
Like alive, the word alive itself is also just a conversation you can talk about forever.
I will have
Yeah.
to choose the word.
Yeah.
It might be
Precisely next time.
There is a concept I was struggling with whether or not I wanted to bring up in this, but it might be worth considering what it really means to ascribe an identity or personify something, especially when it comes to a person's identity, racial belonging or cultural belonging, ethnic belonging. These things can often be imagined by an entire nation of people. I am a member of this specific nation, kind of creates this notion of what it means to be American, what it means to be Chinese or Indonesian. So in a lot of ways, these imagined shared understandings of what each icon could be, they come alive in a lot of ways as well. So when you consider a mascot like the American bald eagle, right? Like it's America, right? What exactly does a mascot of the American way, like a bald eagle, mean? Is that thought, is that concept alive in people's shared minds and identities?
Listen. I'm gonna finish this one by saying, as an owl, my cousin the bald eagle would like this country to stop using its image and body. It is ashamed to fly around at this point, and it says that it revokes our access. So the owl and the eagle have spoken, and let us switch places.
All right. Can't argue with that. It's not like we ever got bald eagle's permission.
Exactly. No consent culture. That's right. The eagle is alive, and oh, okay.
Wow, this got really fun.
This got deep. Yeah. Let's do 3, 2, 1.
So let's bring it together.
Yeah.
Summarize, reflect, and transition, right?
Summarize, reflect, then switch around. Summarize, reflect. Wait, is that what I'm supposed to do?
I don't think we've had facilitators do that before, but it's a good idea. We should practice that. Let's just because we're only on number 1 and for time, let's talk about how to teach that, implement that. But let's do the 3, 2, 1 this time, maybe.
Okay, I'm off the hook. In that case, 1, 2, 3.
3. Okay, switch places or wherever you're going to go. Or if you haven't been convinced, stay where you are.
Oh.
What?
Oh, wow.
Interesting.
Mascots are about to get a whole lot more rights pretty soon here.
Oh, my.
I actually have a phylactery, so this is a good thing.
You have a what?
This is a joke. Phylactery.
Oh.
Like a phylactery?
Yeah.
Like a code box?
No, like a gemstone that a necromancer will put their soul into to become a lich, but the soul being like a.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay.
Didn't know of this technology.
That rocks. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. It was too easy of a joke.
Ah! Cute. That was good.
Nice.
You're going to fit right in here. We do corny on occasion.
Like the band.
So hey,
Mm-hmm. Yes.
yeah, you move the most.
Yes.
Could you elaborate?
Yeah, I mean, I moved because I have people joking that archetypes, I say that word so much, the drinking game and all that stuff. But I would say, like, the thing is like, there's this philosopher / activist, Octavio Paz, that says a society that can not celebrate death will never really live. And I think that mascots bring us alive. And part of it is because they are both dead and alive. They're dead on the outside and secretly on the inside, there is life there. It cannot animate without human creative flow, and not just one human, but a group of humans. And so I think it's way better to honor the life that is there instead of just erasing the magic because they don't biologically have a heartbeat necessarily. I also think that, if we're going to get that nitty gritty, there's a lot of bacteria in those costumes that are just like caking in and evolving. It's like a whole ecosystem in there. So I think that they are alive. They're just not alive in a way we want to smell deeply or get inside.
There's even societies
Respect
like
the bacteria. Build a bridge to the bacteria.
Bridge with bacteria. That's right.
It's really interesting, that conversation, because if you think about like atoms too, like atoms are almost consciously alive because they have like infinite possibilities with their positions.
Yeah. Well, I'm already sold, so you don't have to add to it. The owl has moved. But yes, I did move quite far. I disowned the they are dead.
Otherwise, it seems like the ones on neutral stayed on neutral. Crescent, did you move at all?
Yeah, I moved to neutral.
Oh, okay. Any different idea? Yeah. Oh, yeah, Lao moved quite a ways.
Wow, I can't believe I get ignored twice.
Oh, George. Oh, George.
I got eyes in the back of my head.
It's okay. I'm just gonna be the secret mascot that's like in your cupboard.
Oh. Gonna invade.
I'm gonna believe very strongly that you could be either or. There we go.
Nice.
Still
There you go.
non-neutral.
Nice. Good.
Wow.
Facilitator vibe. Why did you move, Lao?
So it is very simple. Even though they might be thrown into a big dustbin, even though they might be dirty and get thrown away, they might secretly be still alive. The world secretly kills a dog.
Yeah. Toy Story.
Yeah.
Toy Story for mascots.
Exactly.
I mean, that would be a whole other level of real.
So, when I went to Five Nights at Freddy's, maybe I should be very concerned.
Exactly. I also thought of the Five Nights at Freddy's because
Uh-oh.
toys get thrown away. The
Oh, wow.
animatronics.
I was gonna say that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Respect the mascots or they will come back in the back rooms to haunt you.
I mean, the Domino's Noid has like resurged and come up as a zombie on multiple occasions.
Oh, wow.
In that same manner. So we tried to avoid the Noid, and the Noid refuses.
The what?
I don't even know, but I might not want to know.
What the hell is
That's a cool shader on your avatar.
Like main mascot.
I like that.
The Noid is really infamous because
Very you.
actually like commit crimes.
Sounds like that thing had a life of its own.
Wow.
And how people think she's actually alive.
I think we got a little sidetracked. Yeah. We've got 2 more questions to go and a half hour to do it. So let's all give George hearts for facilitating. George. Yeah. I'm going to get my owl self. I'm having so much fun, but I'm actually still really wiped. So I really am going to put myself on mute now and be very, very quiet. Ooh, it's going to be so hard.
All right. So we're going to move on to our second topic. I believe Lao is facilitating that, yes?
Okay.
Or was it Lao, or am I remembering this incorrectly?
No,
Who's taking...
It's Theo is doing number 2, and then Lao is 3.
Theo. Oh, gotcha. Yeah. All right, Theo.
Get her in line. Get in the center. All right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, so our second topic is ADHD is evolutionary. This is a very interesting question, so I'm very interested to see how this will spread out. So once again, agree is on the right, disagree is on the left, and then neutral is the line you're standing on. All right, everyone get ready. All right, 1, 2, 3. Oh, all right. Everyone good now? All right. So we'll start with the right side for the least amount of people on ADHD evolutionary? Agree. Teacups. Why do you think the other side doesn't think ADHD is evolutionary?
Because in a lot of cases it's maladaptive and it's classified as a disorder.
Anyone from that side sort of agree with Teacup's perspective for that? No, I feel like with you said that it's not a disorder, I believe. Kind of labeling it that it's ultimately like it's not something that is ever changing. Is what your point was trying to say. But we can move on with simulations.
Teacup, did Theo get that reflective listening right? Is that what you meant?
Could you say that one more time, Theo?
Yeah. So when you said it's not really a disorder, because you said it's not really a disorder, so they wouldn't think of it that it can change so drastically. That's sort of your point because from why you think they're over there because they think
I'm
something
afraid
like
I
that.
don't understand.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
not what they said. That is not what they said. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Do you want to try giving? Yeah. Go ahead, Minnie.
In situations like this, it may be helpful for everyone to say, okay, what I heard was, and then just kind of add to the conversation.
Beautiful.
I'm wondering if anyone on the opposite side of me thinks that ADHD isn't evolutionary because it's maladaptive in a lot of cases and possibly a disorder.
So what I heard there was because it's classified as not expected evolutionary, it's actually considered more of a quirk that's occurred in evolution at recent rather than something that is expected or has evolved. That sounds accurate?
Exactly, yeah.
So Theo, you almost had it, but you had the opposite. So you were on the track, but you had heard the opposite, which is something that happens sometimes. So yeah. So I would say you have a partial hit on me, Teacups. Yeah, it's a diagnosis born of pathology, and saying that pathology is evolutionary is kind of the opposite of what evolutionary means. So yeah. I would say you're 60% on me. Thank you.
Okay. And then simulations. Did you have a perspective on why you think they chose that it's not evolutionary?
I would say they might think it's something that people are just born with instead of something that happens over time, which I do agree with both of those. But I feel like they think it's more so like a disorder that you're just born with and it's genetic.
Yeah. Okay. So genetic can't be evolutionary. Is maybe something that could be thought of in a way, continuing that point. But yeah, mostly of it being genetic. Is that something you guys? That was your point. Oh, we got a hit on
Heyuh's down.
Say
Need to quit picking this side. I keep dying.
I was also hit about 30% on that
Mm.
for my own.
Mm-hmm. And then Crescent, did you have a perspective on that as well?
Yeah. So a lot of like, especially whenever it comes to like, is a behavioral pattern an evolutionary trait or not? For a lot of people, at least where I'm at locally, and so I see it pretty often. A lot of people don't assume that it's an evolutionary trait strictly because it appears to be mostly artificially, like, exacerbated, if you will. Like, it's always existed, but more recently, due to changing global conditions, it's seemingly becoming a lot more prevalent. And because it is unspurred by like, what could be attributed as a man-made cause, it doesn't have an evolutionary effect, if that makes any sense.
So something caused by the environment
Mm.
is a good idea.
That's
Okay.
deep. Interesting. Double
does
killed me.
make sense, but
Oh, look, George is down. George is down. You got two.
George got drawn. He got two.
Yeah. Well done. Go Crescent.
Well done.
What would I do if I agree with that, but I'm over here?
When 3, 2, 1, when 3, 2, 1 happens, you move. But you got to stick with your line.
Once
friendly fire is not allowed, guys.
But now we're going to the negative side, the disagree side. I shouldn't have said that. Why do you guys think ADHD is evolutionary? Why would they agree with that? What do you? We'll start with George.
Oh yes. My guess, or my guess as to where theirs is it's always been a sort of natural trait that fits well in human societies, but society through extreme disruptions in recent centuries has designated this otherwise natural spectrum of human behavior into something perceived as maladaptive. So society has sort of maladapted more so than ADHD, which was always kind of a natural evolutionary part of the human the human development. There we go.
Yeah, that's a direct hit for me.
Woo!
I'm very conflicted and confused.
So George,
Do you want to go a bit deeper into it?
Oh.
Reflecting on what George said was that it's the environment of it being maladaptive conditions it to have because the environment is always changing all the time, so that it can give a perspective of it having change because of its environment. I think.
Yes, the environment changed a lot, and to clarify the perspectives within the people in these recent environments has changed so much that they lost sight of what ADHD is.
Right, that's a good point too. Yes, Teacup?
Wow. No, I'm sorry. I was just wowing out loud.
Oh, okay. What about you?
I have another reason.
Venia? Yeah.
I have another reason I think the agree side might believe that ADHD is evolutionary, and I think it's more of a vagueness to the question, which is the fact that there is a notion of genetic evolution, physical genetic evolution, but there's also the notion of cultural evolution and the way that cultures have evolved. And I think there's a certain vagueness to the question that allows for agree that if either one is true, then both must be true, because there's no actual distinction on what actually means by evolution. Is it actually like solely biological, or could it actually be based upon neurotypical evolution? I think there's a
view of cultural conditioning of people thinking they're neurodivergent by symptoms is what you're trying to say, I believe.
in a way, yeah. I wonder if that might
Yeah.
any reason people on the other side might.
Evolution can be caused through osmosis in the environment. Why can't it be caused through culture? Is what you're saying, possibly?
So there's not just genetic evolution, there's cultural evolution.
Yeah.
And the way that the phrase is defined, the fact that there's no specification for, okay, we're only talking biological here, might make it a lot easier for anyone, regardless. Crescent.
So adding on.
some good views. Oh, you go, Crescent.
Yeah, that was a direct hit as well for me.
Yay, nice.
It was less so on the cultural aspect, but more so from a pure scientific perspective of, on top of cultures evolving, the way we identify behavioral traits also rapidly changes as the field of psychology progresses. And as such, as newer discoveries are made, the ability to identify certain things makes them seemingly become more apparent, or just exacerbated, or just more common than they traditionally would have been.
That's interesting, because like we're not at that point yet, but that's actually a direct hit on the reason why I disagree.
Wow, this is like
I'm hearing from
yeah.
Crescent was saying about how the shift of psychology and all these things, it's bringing into a expanding an evolutionary point that the definition of ADHD is going to be in a broader and more unexplainable term at some point, which is not defined by anything or defined by itself. That may not be a reflective, but may a continuation of what you had said.
Yeah, that was pretty well done.
Yeah,
I like that. That's all.
anyone?
Nice. Go Theo.
Heyuh?
I'm just
I think
in
for the
awe.
sake of time, we should
Yeah.
just, switch the side.
Okay.
Did we get
So,
everybody?
this is a very interesting conversation because it's talking about how ADHD, we started with it being evolutionary from biological and or cultural condition, but then there's so many sides of it being psychological and then more cultural conditioning of social dynamics that make it determined in another perspective because we're humans and we personify or see things in our own way that build more constructs or theories. So this is a very, very interesting conversation. As now we're going to be switching sides on the count of 3. So everyone get ready. 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Wow.
So this is neutral, and so I believe Sim, you were over by neutral last time, I believe, and then Heyuh was on.
I was here. Yeah. I
Oh,
was
okay,
right
okay.
here.
And then George moved pretty far. So did Heyuh.
Mm-hmm.
So did Venia moved pretty far too. Teacups moved in the middle.
Teacups, yeah, we neutralized teacups.
That's a good position. That's always something I always want. We'll start with George since he moved the farthest. Why did you change spots, George?
Simply by redefining evolution to include all the other factors, like social evolution, cultural evolution, evolution within the sciences themselves and perspectives. Once I realized that there's so many more factors to evolution, it's like, well, yeah, of course ADHD is part of that. Even the understanding of ADHD is evolving. So now I strongly agree with that.
Yeah, that's great opening perspective to invite on learning evolution, George. So that's great. Heyuh, why did you move?
I moved because I completely. This is actually a terrible example, but I also hold a diagnosis of ADHD. Very few people know that because I never talk about it. But I actually participated, or I was a researcher actually on a ADHD study that was a longitudinal study. So it went for like I think I joined it at the 3-year mark, but it was like a 5-year study. And I've totally forgotten about that. It just left my mind until I listened to everybody keep talking. But what I remember them learning, because they were measuring people with ADHD and children, like adults and children, and then sticking them into scanners, fMRIs, and actually looking at their brain when they were on ADHD medication and when they were off it, and what happened in their brains. And what they found was that if we think about our brains like a city, and there's these like public transportation kind of portals, like a train station of sorts. And people without ADHD have lots of those. They have bus stops, they have like, taxi pickup spots. They have all these different ways to like meet and go somewhere else. And ADHD people don't have very many train stations, but they also have very fast trains that can go a lot of places at the same time. And so it just, the way it was being framed at that 3-year mark was, this is just a different makeup of the brain. This is just not, it's not bad or good. It's just not adjusting to society and the way we expect people to function more linearly, that everybody goes to that train station before they go somewhere else. And ADHD people have had to learn how to make all kinds of other paths and routes because they don't have those central hub spots as easily accessible. And when I remembered that, I just remember being in a room full of 20 plus researchers, and everybody was like, so it's not about being broken. And they were like, no, this is just it's a very different pattern, but it might have either always been there, or this is a different way that this crowd is adjusting to the chaos of the world we're in. So my brain remembered.
It's very interesting because that's especially what happens when a new child is born. It's the DNA gene manipulation of two beings making one being, and so that being is going to carry the characteristics and evolve the sort of brain or person that is becoming into this world. So it's very interesting to hear that conversation as well. And then Venia, you moved as well.
So my move, rather amusingly, was because of the complication of Crescent having a reason to agree when I used the exact same logic in order to disagree. And the area of my position, and this kind of resonates really well with what Heyuh was saying, is I've been diagnosed ADHD for 13 years now, and I have had to constantly express that the way that my brain works is that it doesn't compartmentalize information, it synthesizes information. So it's always the difference between putting things in buckets versus just putting tags on them that say this is related to this. And because I have such a flat structure, I don't normally put things in specific places, it's really hard for me to remember things, for me to like recall, like a hard drive, all of the things about a single piece of information. I can't really memorize that. But I can collect all of those individual tags all over the place and make really out there connections that kind of make me sound smart, because I'm like, oh, this is connected to this completely unrelated thing in like a really tangential but really powerful way. And that's just like the way that my brain works. But in reality, my ADHD is me realizing that this is a failure of executive function and a neurotypical regard for how I trigger myself to act upon stimuli in my world. And I view that as being a very evolutionary thing, right? Like my brain is just wired different. That sounds evolutionary. But the problem that I always have is synthesis learners are not prioritized in a classroom setting in a traditional experience. That has nothing to do with evolution. That has everything to do with the fact that we made classrooms a compartmentalized structure. And as a result, I don't fit that. So the really interesting thing was that Crescent Dawn used the exact same logic.
Gotcha. Venia, yes, I think that's a good point. Teacup's about to leave. We'd like to hear your perspective, Teacup, before we have to go.
This whole conversation just completely confused my definition of what evolutionary is, or what evolution is.
Well,
So I just moved to neutral.
I'd like to expand before you have to go. Evolution is what I see it as, from what Terence McKenna proclaimed, is that evolution is a state of constant change, and everything is in a constant change of impermanence. So everything will have the moment to become more or less of itself. And so that's what evolution always is about, is creation and but then also the connections of everything of itself that is connected to the forms of everything and everything. Like words are evolutionary, forms are evolutionary, mind is evolutionary. And so all these things have their identity to change.
I really have to go soon, so I'm just going to say one more thing. I apologize. I'm afraid of the word evolutionary because I feel like there's also like devolving, and I'm also afraid to define that. Okay, but I have to go, everyone.
Yeah, take care,
Bye, Teacup.
teacups.
Bye.
Bye. Have a good time.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me.
Didn't mean to take up so much time.
No,
Apologies
it's
for that.
it's okay, man. we always get caught in the discussions, and these have been really great. But we should definitely move on, especially Lao wants to start hosting his question as well now.
Okay.
Actually, want to
I'm
hear why Lao
worried
did.
that we don't have time for appreciation.
Yeah. Well, so we might be at that place where we actually just want to switch to bumping that to 2 weeks from now, but it's up to everybody. If you think we can get through, cigarettes should be banned worldwide in the next 15 or so minutes. What do y'all think?
Well, let's ask a simpler question. Let's ask a simpler question. Who here smokes?
No, that wouldn't be the determination.
Like secondhand or
The
like
the people without the cigarettes are going to have even more opinions than the people with. But yeah, why don't we? What do you think, Venia? You're the one technically running it. So do you want to try it, or do you want to pause it here and do our circle?
I think the forest or the trees. The question is, do we have more to say about the ADHD topic? 10 minutes worth more, or do we think that only 10 minutes spent on the third topic is sufficient? So we have two questions here. First one is, do we want to continue talking about ADHD? And then second question two is, do you think we have time for cigarettes?
as I'm talking about them.
Yeah, just talking about them. No smoking here.
I gotta go smoke, and I'll get back to you.
Yeah, gotta go hit my inhaler first. I'll be
That's
back.
right.
No to both of those.
Wait, what did you say, Xyfo? Oh, that's interesting. So you don't want to do either. You would like to do the wrap up part.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of people, when they stay on neutral during the time, they'll kind of be in that perspective. It can feel a lot longer to stay in the middle. So just keep that in mind. Let's
I think if we bring that topic up, the cigarettes, it's gonna take like half an hour to talk about.
Yeah, it's a deep one. Yeah, I agree.
So,
I do think we should. Yeah.
Let's put it off for another 2 weeks or so.
Yeah.
Then, small reminder: the reason why we're saying 2 weeks is because next next week is actually going to be a leadership summit, which takes place for the Street Epistemology courses.
Yes.
So it will be about 2 weeks before we can tackle this question. I do think it's a great question, though. So maybe we can take it to
we'll bump it to the next one.
When we would like to put that in.
Yeah, we'll just bump it over.
That having been said, I still want to appreciate Theo for a really great facilitation.
Yeah, let's give hearts. Well done, Theo. Hearts to Theo. Everybody give your emojis.
These are his questions.
Yeah, that's true. We're going to do our appreciation game.
Not expected.
Yeah. Go ahead, Venia.
All right, sounds great. So let's go ahead and back up. Let's get away from all the structure, and let's kind of start thinking about each other. If you can get into a big circle for me, make sure you can see everyone. Loud change to your side. That's fun.
Nice.
All right, and in this big circle, what we're going to do is we're just going to take some time to reflect, not on the event, but on how we impacted each other through the event. So we're going to play an appreciation game. Everyone should be more or less familiar with how this works, I believe. I don't know if Xyfo or Crescent you've seen this, so we'll go over the rules anyway. So the idea here is for us to give each other a little bit of a kudos. So there's going to be, right here in the center here, a ball, a nice ball that you can give to everyone else. You can pick up that ball. You can give it to the next person. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
There's the emotes. You can throw it if you want.
That ball is going to come with a kudos or a statement.
I dropped from space for a living. Do you really think I'm scared of you?
And then they give the ball to the next person. The idea here is by the end of it all, we have all held the ball at least once. So even if a individual has already been called upon, try to think about how you've been impacted by people you wouldn't ordinarily think of been impacted. So who wants to take the ball in the center of the group first?
Oh, I got it. Yes.
All right. I'm gonna throw the ball to Theo.
Theo!
Oh,
Catch it. It landed in your land of clouds.
I can see your passion in facilitating. Thank you for being spiritual. We love to have people like you.
Thank you.
That's lovely.
And now I throw the ball.
So just
far early too.
Yeah, just a reminder, the 2 rules to this game, Venia got part of it, which is we're appreciating, but it's actually throw it to somebody who will be most surprised to receive it from you and is least expecting it in this moment that you're going to throw it. So anybody who seems distracted, they're great candidates for it. And also somebody who doesn't think you've connected with them at all are another really good candidate.
Yeah, I almost want to throw the ball out to everybody. You can't do that.
No.
But I'll throw it to Venia.
Venia! Whoa, you threw it right back. Wow. Oh, no. Venia wasn't the one. You got it, Venia?
Venia, always very interesting, the things you notice in conversations. I always appreciate that. And feel like we could get into a very, very interesting conversation at some point.
I agree. Yeah, I think in a lot of ways, it's kind of the nature of a lot of facilitation and active learning. I think I can reflect that on you back as well. So thank you so much for the kind word.
Absolutely.
I would actually like to throw mine toward George. I'm going to throw the ball over at you.
Gently, please.
Oh, splattered.
I will throw it hard. Oh no.
Aren't you a crash dummy? So technically. Okay. Okay.
I can do this. I promise. There you go. Huzzah!
Oh. Oh, wow.
Oh, there it goes.
Is that a
Into
double
wood.
emoji?
It
Nice.
popped, but it's alright.
Yeah, I want to say the thing I really loved about the fact that you took on the first topic was you made the emotional space necessary for the first topic, which was jovial. You balanced it really well to move us from a kind of joking state to really tackling the subject in a serious manner and really engaging those muscles. So it kind of felt like a Zumba instructor in a way. We came in to have fun, and we actually did come out exercising. So really great.
That's great. That's the best
Thank
George
you. I didn't
metaphor
even
ever.
realize that, so thank you so much for
Oh my
sharing
God.
that with me.
That's awesome.
Real quick thank you to the years of improv that
Mm-hmm.
really helped ingrain that spirit into me and all those people and communities.
Mm.
Now, who's going to get the ball? You, Xyfo,
Xyfo.
for holding
Woo.
the neutral,
Yeah.
a special role in the neutral line.
Mm.
Like a lot of times, a person in the neutral is sort of invisible,
Mm.
but you had a special, unique role
Mm-hmm.
in there, and a unique perspective and unique contributions to the entire event while you
Mm.
were there. Almost like the inputs mattered a lot,
Mm.
and even like perceiving the flow of the entire event towards the end and determining the wrap up even.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. I didn't say a lot. Yeah, I think this is more important than continuing a topic and not having enough time for it. Definitely.
Mm.
But I mean, that's my perspective. It's, which is subjective. So
Mm-hmm.
didn't expect you to say that, but
Aw.
thank you.
Yay.
To add in, so that's kind of something necessary though in a group setting. So I also appreciated that because I felt like the conversation also got a little too out of whack.
Oh.
I feel like it's a way to connect better as well, which I really like to do.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Mm.
Now you throw the ball.
Yeah, I wanted to throw the ball at Crescent Dawn actually.
Crescent.
If I can.
Catch the ball.
Aim well.
Yay. Oh, you got it. Nice.
Good job, I almost intercepted that.
I know. Almost
Become a soccer game. That's right.
At moments where I was like thinking, if I'm gonna have to answer a question, I'm gonna have no idea how to answer this.
Mm.
And you said things that I was like, wow, you can put my thoughts into words perfectly.
Mm. Oh.
You got some intelligence there. That's really, yeah. I got like surprised by that. So,
Aw.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yay.
I'm really curious about how you are more now.
Mm.
Thank you.
Love to get to know you better.
Aw.
Yeah, here, I'll add you as a friend real quick. Let me...
Okay, sure. Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
Aw.
My turn to throw the ball, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Channel the ball. Alright, I've received the ball. I will give the... Oh, well, there it goes.
Oh. Oh.
Stuck my arm to throw. I will give the ball. Okay, in spirit, I will give the ball to...
Woo. Hello.
I just wanted to say that I very heavily appreciate bringing a real-life past experience into a motive for having a certain position on an or an opinion. I very much appreciate it. Like, as someone who just studies basically everything, I appreciate it when there's a very, very distinctive like experience or just a past otherwise thing that causes to someone to hold an opinion, and if they can memorize that and actually put it into like a reason and a motive for holding that position, I think that's pretty fantastic. And that also bridges the gap to making more people more comfortable kind of being themselves a little bit more and holding certain opinions as well.
Nice. Yeah, thank you. I definitely bridged between personal and professional there. Oh, well, it's my privilege to send this to Sim, who's looking away, which is the perfect time to send it to you. You got the ball. Sim, well, you haven't necessarily jumped in a lot today. I've seen your body language, listening, participating, and almost as if you were about to say something multiple times is what it looked like to me. And you being embodied and being quiet, so you're in headset, but you've been just holding a lot of space. I know that is a labor in itself. So I'm looking forward to when you do share, and it's always an honor to have you here embodied.
Also, something else I noticed, Sim was one of the viewers on the stream.
Oh, you were double here, Sim. You were from above, and also from, and that's actually appreciation to you, Theo, for catching the audio glitch. So yeah, thank you, Sim. Woo! Okay, well, Sim, do you want to throw the ball, or would you like to take it home with you? Put it on your shelf, collector's item. Today.
I would like to give the ball to everyone here.
Really you gotta catch it. The last person can do this. Just the last person. Ball. Yes. Was there something around that, or just gratitude overall?
Overall gratitude, but also I really appreciated everyone's stances on the topics today, especially the ADHD topic, because that's something that's pretty personal to me. And I also appreciated how you shared your own diagnosis with that. I know that can be pretty hard to sometimes share, because, sometimes people can have certain assumptions based off of that.
Yeah.
So thank you.
What'd you say, Lao? It was a whisper, but it was.
I can't believe I get ignored twice today.
I know, so, poor Lao. Yeah.
So people usually forgot someone who picked up the ball.
Oh, you're right. We didn't get it to you. Oh my God. Thank you, Lao. Full circle. No, that was on me too. So okay, who's got an appreciation for Lao? I've got one. Oh. This isn't an excuse, Lao, but you technically blend into the sky almost perfectly. And so there is a little camouflage going on that's getting to my brain. Okay. I have an appreciation for you, Lao, if I can offer you one. Okay, here it goes. Wow. Okay, Lao, you are a tender, and you are tending to this particular event, and you're about a hair's breadth away from being invited to be an actual staff of it all the time, because you keep noticing all the ways it starts to go wapajad, and you're just taking up that torch and calling us on it. So I wonder if part of you didn't get heard was because you're being the trickster and also the energy stirrer, more like a mascot, dare I say, than a and you are very much alive. So it's you're very much a spirit in this place, and it's hard to remember that you as a human being sometimes want your chance. You're here, part of the woodwork.
If I can echo that, I think in a lot of ways your role in street epistemology over time, this is more of a compliment to your presence in Bridgemaker's role. I think your role has really embodied the sturdiness of a column bridge. You're kind of holding it up in a lot of ways, but I do worry that putting you into that position kind of makes you a bit of an unsung hero.
I know.
A lot of us can spend a little bit more time trying to decide when you are
human.
And are not to step into
That's right.
I'm sorry about what happened today.
Yeah.
But I think it's indicative of a lot of progress overall.
I'll
Well
also
put.
add too, I've seen when you were streaming on Discord, making your slideshows. So there's an actual like dedication and diligence to actually like carrying the torch, and not many can notice that, but the first interaction I ever had, I saw that. So I know you're striding and you're putting in that 9 to 5, and you want to have that be noticed, and
Yeah.
there will be more people as you facilitate longer that always want your presence around. So just be very fortunate and envious of when that time comes.
We'll appreciate you when you're not here anymore. That's what he's saying. No, I'm kidding. That's bad reflective listening. But as illustrated, Lao, you bringing yourself back into the circle is the spirit of Bridgemakers. Like, that's not fair to you, but also you made sure we didn't leave the circle without fully going around. Thank you. That's great advocacy for a true circle. Let's do a photo, and then we're going to say goodbye for today. Yay! Aww. You are definitely, yes. Hear it and know that it's okay to say, hey, you forgot me. Because that's my name. Hey, you forgot me, right? And and that counts. That is part of community, is self-advocacy. So we don't leave feeling left out. Okay, what's our word for the day? We talked about mascots, ADHD, and Lao's awesomeness. What's our word?
Oscillations.
Oscillations. Okay. It is oscillating. Okay, oscillations. Woo! Yay! And let's say goodbye to our streaming audience. Yay! Thank you, everybody, for watching. And our next event is going to be Thursday. The Body Keeps the Score. You can find that on our Discord. And then also we have our leadership summit, but also 1 year anniversary, fully designed and put on by our helpers, including Lao. And so hopefully you can make it same time next week. We're going to have a big crowd. So come with hydration and ready to have an amazing experience. And yeah. And Venia. Yes, please.
One other announcement is
yes.
that Street Epistemology is
yes.
a regular weekly event, but we are also launching a certification course specifically off of Street Epistemology to learn how to be a better facilitator. So the link to that is going to be in the Discord in the Street Epistemology channel for you to officially sign up for Civil Discourse in Virtual Worlds.
And
I personally hope to see you there.
And actually, we still have our beautiful sticker for anybody who hasn't seen this. You can come over here and get the details. So Venia will be teaching this 6-week course. It's going to be amazing. We already have like half of our seats filled up for a minimum amount. And this is one of Bridgemaker's first events where you get to actually invest some income, some money into what we're doing. And you can even donate to Bridgemakers as part of that. So we're so lucky to have Venia and all the helpers at Bridgemakers. And hopefully this will be one of our first flagship courses. We're going to be adding more over the next year. Woo! If you have questions and Venia has time to stick around. Oh, go ahead, Sim.
I also think that this is probably the first ever actual course being held in VR chat. So it's
wow, that's interesting.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. No,
yeah,
for
like
real.
An actual course
yeah.
Being certified.
Yeah.
I have never seen anything like that. So this is pretty much
yeah.
the first time ever.
Wow.
That is shocking. Because it happened in really early days for Second Life.
Yeah, but if you think of it, you don't know, actually, you came after this, how hard it is to actually get any kind of educational content in here. It doesn't surprise me at all. You have no idea how I literally wrote blogs and recorded videos on how hard it was to get that PowerPoint working. I've slogged mountains and shot down ships to actually get a streaming into here. So yeah, thank you, Sim. That's a really good point. You are on the threshold of history in VR chat. This is one of the first courses, maybe. I know. No pressure, but it'll be awesome. We already did a dry run, and the people who came seem to really love it. And we'll be signing up again. Okay, everybody. Well, I'm in here for about 5 more minutes for questions. I'm going to